Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some Zelda speedruns. Today we have the Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament Round 4, Thirwolf versus VictorSantafe. Santafe? I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce it. Santafe, it's fine. So today we have Calming Star 1468.
Yep. Hi everyone. We're
And
getting started.
heck yeah, we're going straight into it
Yes.
today.
Hi everyone. Welcome to Z2R Standard Tournament round. Swiss round 4. Here is VictorSantafe versus Thirwolf. Yes indeed, Chad. VictorSantafe takes the term keyboard warrior to a whole new level with him playing an later. Well, those of us volunteering can see on his personal stream. Alright, so we have Ruda right by start for Thirwolf, who takes a death, and VictorSantafe is doing some exploration. Thirwolf as well, so trying to see what this map looks like. Oh, that's a 1-up. That's not helpful. Okay, there's a hammer blocks cave here for Victor. Alright, it's good to know. Siberian, plan mind turning me up, apparently. Here's the fountain for Victor. And there is P4 for, Thirwolf, kind of in the southeast corner of the north. As Victor also finds his way to where, in kind of the same general area as Thirwolf, who finds Rauru in the south middle bit here. The middle kind of part of things kind of here. VictorSantafe finding a hint that Karok disappears to the magic key. Nice little hint. Thirwolf, in the meantime, is going to get a spell here out of Rauru. It was also right near a palace, so we're going to see that shortly as well. And that is Sperry here for Thirwolf in Rauru. VictorSantafe did just pick up an item, but I have no idea what he got. In the maze lies the cross. And the palace here is P3 or 6 is right next to, is right near Rauru. As Victor finds, Mito. I entirely missed where this was. No hint for Victor. And I need to figure out where this Mito is, because I completely missed it earlier. Hello! Okay. Oh, the bot just, oh, we had a bot reconnection. Okay, so just heard Discord give me a late, and I was wondering what that was. Alright, so Mito is in the far northwest of the western continent here for Victor, so we now know where that is. We have found 2 of the palaces and 3 of the 4 towns so far. We have not seen Saria yet for either runner, as Tyrrell finds the Karok hint. Tyrrell finding an item cave, keep bagging it. And Victor taking a death here in another item cave. Thirwolf, in the meantime, is finding Mido. Victor is fighting a very tough Thyra, I think. Can't be sure. Fighting a very tough enemy that's giving him a hard time. Does get at least get 150 XP out of it as he finds the medicine. Nice early find. We know Mido is in the... We've already seen Mido. I don't think it's too far from where Victor is. He's going to be able to turn that in right away for another spell. And Thirwolf's heading straight for it. Convenient, actually, since the medicine is in the cave, it is pretty much in a straight line directly south of Rauru, so very easy to get to today. Not Rauru, Mido, so very convenient. After finding an unfortunate counter right before getting there, but it's now here, and it's good. Spell here is in Mido. Here's medicine for Thirwolf. Something, unfortunately, that Victor will not unfortunately be able to do this trip is that he doesn't found his ferry yet out of Rauru, which is here somewhere in the north. I think. And, oh, there's fire here for Victor, which has a cost of 67, so not quite castable. Yes, Victor takes... Yes, indeed, Clam. Victor does in fact take the phrase keyboard warrior to the next level, playing on a literal keyboard. Not your computer keyboard, mind. An actual musical keyboard. And indeed, Ellen, that indeed. Interestingly, Thirwolf, despite finding the medicine right next to Mido, hasn't actually turned it in yet. We know it's fire, but we currently can't. Victor can't actually cast it right now to check what it links to. Thirwolf is considering Death Mountain and has decided to call it quits. I don't understand why he didn't turn in the medicine. He also has fairy, so well, he would have cast it. But just more exploration for them both. Okay, now Victor is gonna get his fairy and find number 6 here. And I think that's going to be a pretty good and fairly even matchup. Victor checking out Rauru now, finding the cross hint, I believe, and is going to get Fairy here shortly. What's up with the audio? I have no idea what is up with the audio. Because I'm obviously the only commentary. I'm only the only commentator, and well, I don't exactly know what kind of game audio you guys are getting. I sound underwater? Odd. I don't think I'm talking any differently to how I usually talk. Okay, now Victor's getting the crossing. I wasn't sure exactly where it was. But if it's not me, I don't think I'm talking any differently. I'm still using the same microphone. Apparently everyone else in chat thinks I sound fine. It's apparently just you, Funhound. I'm sorry, but apparently it's just you. And Thirwolf here finding the front end of Saria here on the northeast corner of the south half. Which actually makes... And before you comment, that's actually coherent directions, because Z2R, for those who may not be familiar, have randomized math. Where no two Cs are the same map, and these runners have a... And I know about as much as how the map looks as these runners do. And Victor here is going to find P4 shortly. As Thirwolf picks up thunder here in Saria. Nice find. And Victor is now finding P4, thinking about it, and I don't think, maybe, Sarah, I'm not sure. Ah, yeah, chat, you might just want to give it a refresh, Funtown, that would do it. And hey, there's the raft spot for Thirwolf, who also finds a magic shard right next to it. And Victor is also back to the south, not much to be... no, heading back to... yeah, that's not gonna help you. And there is our final palace on the west here for Thirwolf, spotting it right by the raft spot. We're gonna see what this one is. Okay, there it is. And this is P5 for Thirwolf, right by the raft spot. Kind of a brownish color today, not particularly colorful, as Victor finds it goes back to Rudo, looking for a hint perhaps as to the location of the trophy. Nero finding the other end of Saria, in the absolute middle of nowhere, and trophies in the east. Not the most useful. And that's a useless hint for Victor. Alright, so not much to be said at the moment. We are currently looking for... And so these runners have a few options. They can, in fact, they have seen P4, they knew the ending key is in there. Fairy should be castable for them at some point soon. Thirwolf is at Magic 3, Victor at Magic 2. But they are currently looking for a raft, or potentially the glove would be rather helpful as well. Both of them going through caves right now. I'm a Mew fan. Okay, good to know. Ooh, there's the boots for Thirwolf. Not very useful on the west. We've seen everything that could be used. You could be used for here. Victor Thirwolf checking his spell menu. I forget between Fire and Fairy 160. No, between Thunder and Fairy 166. The other is 64. So both are castable for him. So it is a possibility, not a particularly fun possibility, but they can and technically go try and dig out a palace here. I don't even know where Victor is right now. This is in... It looks like the southern half of the western continent is just dead today. It looks like everything's in the northern half, and the southern half has started. It has Rudo, and it has P5 in the raft spot, but everything else seems to be up north. So, yeah, Victor finding out, yeah, the southern half of this continent's pretty dang dead. The back is in the southwest. But let's see, it's in the middle of nowhere. The requirements have been alright. The P-bags have been particularly nice or particularly terrible. I honestly haven't been paying the most attention to that since I'm trying to keep track of everything else. Oh, hey Zero Wing, yes, sorry, I don't know who's actually in charge of maintaining the schedule, but welcome in. What pom-poms are you gonna rave today? I was wondering where you were, because I do miss your pom-pom sometimes. Okay, now Thirwolf is going to turn in the medicine. I don't know why he didn't turn it in earlier, considering he found the medicine right next to us. But oh well. Bit late for pom-poms? Fair. That is fair, but... I'll also admit I completely forgot to write in where the boots were, so... that makes sense, yeah, Tom will talk. I guess, yeah, right, because Fairy wasn't castable for him at the time. Victor, in the meantime, finding P5 and the raft spot as Thirwolf is going to pick up Fire, which is castable for him at 46. We'll see what this links to. Yeah, I'm aware Thirwolf has his mic on. I don't currently have it on for various reasons. I currently have Victor's audio on for myself. It is just me on comms today. We weren't able to scrounge up a second. I got 1,000-point P-bags to explain a fair bit. Sorry, I'm being solo comms, so trying to keep track of. So P-bag drops of all things are pretty close to the bottommost thing on my list of priorities. Did anyone catch which general area the cave that had the boots was in? Because I completely missed it. Completely missed where it was. I know where the boots are somewhere in a cave. I just don't know where that cave is. Thirwolf has decided to maybe try P4 here. Oh, well, there's boots now. Come on, man. Doesn't make much of a difference. Just trying to figure, because, just mostly I'd like to know where it is so I can, just so I know where things are, but so I know if the other one is getting to it, but in this case, kind of moot point. Thirwolf is sticking P4, looking for the any key. Not a bad choice. This is, with Fairy being pretty expensive, it is 66, and not a very nice. Ooh, finding an immediate key block. He is going to try gonna take a death to try and to get his magic back so he can cast Fairy once again. This is gonna be a very unfun hunt for the magic key. Yeah, Medicine Cave, alright. Where is it? I can't tell you where in the world the Medicine Cave is. Doesn't matter though at this point. They're finding yet another key block. This any key's gonna be miserable. Is gonna die to the Doom Knocker here, so he can cast Fairy again. I hope for his sake there's not too many key doors left, because he can't afford to take another death. Unfortunately, Outsider is going to, or he wants to find a magic jar because or a red potion because he does not have enough, or perhaps get enough experience for another level because he will not be able to cast Fairy to get his any key at this point if he cannot find a way to get some more magic that is not dying because he is down to his final level life as Victor picks up his magic jar here from the Stonehenge right by the raft tile. Yeah, it doesn't make much difference at this point, Clem. It's somewhere in the west. They both have it, is the big thing. And Thirwolf is trying his darndest to find this NA key. Still trying to hopefully pick up another 93 points because he really needs some. It's his only way of possibly casting Fairy. Fire linked to reflect? Alright, thank you. I was not sure what that was linked to. Thank you, Lemon. Thank you. Victor is gonna check out. Saria will be Thunder here shortly. Thirwolf trying to pick up some more experience. He saw a key door earlier. Oh, cannot get the key though. He's not happy with that at all. This feels bad. What is Victor's sprite? That is actually Rudo, the sage from the Ocarina of Time. Not Rudo the town, Rudo the stage. I actually have to make that distinction when I'm commentating Z2R, as Victor picks up Thunder. Rudo is a Zora, by the way. And there's the any key for Thirwolf. Took him took him quite a while, 2 deaths, and just a lot of work, but he has managed to pick it up. And now here Thirwolf is here in this bright pink palace. I'd call it magenta probably. We're gonna see what palace this is. It's either 3 or 6, but his first room isn't an indicator of anything as he picks up a 100-point P bag and Thirwolf continues exploring.
Sorry to interrupt you real quickly, Star. We're just going to do a quick reload just because the Discord tab isn't on, so we're just going to reload that really quickly. So nobody panic.
But yeah, that was an immediate... Alright. Yeah, you're good, Clam. I will not say anything for another minute or 2. Let me know when we're back.
It still doesn't seem like it's on. Panic time. I'm kidding, okay. Continue on, we'll figure this out. Sorry about that.
Alright. You are good, Clam. But yeah, so Thirwolf, I still don't know which palace that was, but he did get an immediate glove block, so he's not getting anywhere in it. So he's out. That was 6. Alright, Tomahawk, thank you. Apparently you know the palace is better than I do, at least on that. Still no raft, though. Still no raft. Oh, he said it was 6. Ah, that would make more sense. I was like, I'm surprised you would know the palace part. No offense, Tom, but... yeah. Okay, so P6 is in the west, yeah, that was an immediate glove block, in P6 then for, Thirwolf, who is now gonna head for P5 with Victor close behind. It's good time. But yeah, someone in chat said so, Tomahawk. I genuinely don't know. Thirwolf doesn't seem to... If it is the D-Link to reflect, Thirwolf doesn't know that because he bailed out of P4 without beating the boss. But Victor is now out of P5, just gonna continue trying to explore the overworld a bit more, and perhaps hoping to find something that... Perhaps trying to find any key. Is also up to Magic 4 now. I'm not sure very cost, but it's the any key is definitely on the Victor's list of priorities to pick up right now. Okay, thank you for clarifying. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Lemon. As a solo account, there's so much to keep track of that. Trying to figure out what fire is linked to was not exactly the top of my priority list. I'm actually not sure what sprite Thirwolf is playing as Panzer's general, but Victor is playing as the sprite of Rudo from... Indeed, New is playing as the sprite of Rudo, the stage from Ocarina of Time. She is technically named after the town of Rudo in this game, something I actually have to specify in Z2R. Iron Knuckle, yeah, okay, it is not Hollow Knight Fentown. Yeah, Iron Knuckle and Rudo, figure. Yeah. Victor now with Mido is gonna pick up Fire. And up and down step. Or Shovel Knight, yeah. Yep, just like Mido's name for Mido, all the sages in Ocarina of Time, other than Impa, who is a legacy character, are, yeah, the Rudo sprites. Definitely not the greatest looking on the NES, I'll really admit. But yeah, Fentown, yeah, this is from, this is, I guess, brain, sidetracks, anyway, what was I gonna say? So, all the sages in Ocarina of Time, other than Impa, who was a legacy character, are named after the towns in Z2R. Practically, in terms of the story, it's the other way around. You're good. I don't have much to talk about anyway. You're not wrong, New. It does look kind of like an Uku. The Rudo sprite. Don't worry, I couldn't tell what that was either when I first looked at it. Thirwolf took an unfortunate game over in P5 and is now back, as Victor is gonna find himself immediately glove blocked out of P6. No, chat, if I miss anything, which is going to happen since I am on solo comms today, first time doing so for Z2R, I very rarely solo comment. Also, I'm going to miss stuff. Please tell me if I do. But we are actually in a very interesting spot. They already have the Thunder, Fairy, and Reflect. They are only missing a glove and a raft, practically, from Gomo. So the problem is, where is the glove and where is that raft? Yeah. Thanks, chat. Shoutouts to our trackers for helping keeping me straight. Also, Tamotaka and Schmitty. Also, shoutouts to our two runners here, Thirwolf and Victor, as we finally find the raft here in P5 for Thirwolf. And shoutouts also to Pogi and to Clam, who are on the restream side of things. Victor is gonna up and A back, and we'll see where he goes next. Has been doing a lot of overworld exploration that hasn't turned up anything at all, whereas Thirwolf has been digging palaces more and finding more stuff in them. Now, we know Victor would probably like to try and dig P4 for the any key, and he definitely wants to dig P5 for his raft. Yeah, Victor's game plan has turned out kind of blah. Alright, but Victor here is going to try and dig out P5 some more. There is a possibility of a glove block in this palace, but he is hoping to not run into it. We do know that he will have to come back to the west with the glove at some point, because P6 is hard glove blocked. He might go for P4 while he's on the west as well, now that he can cast fire, which links to reflect. Didn't do so earlier, I presume, because he wasn't able to cast fire. Wasn't able to cast reflect. I'm not sure if he actually had it. And alright, Victor is back in P5. Thank you. This is gonna turn up the raft he needs. Although this is gonna be a very different P5 for Victor. Because he doesn't have the any key from P4 yet. It was a very rough any key to pick up. There were multiple key doors Thirwolf had to pass through. He died, he'd used both of his lives, and then took at least one level in order to be able to get to his any key. But it has at least paid out now for him, in that he doesn't have to worry about keys anymore. He can save his magic for other things. Whereas Victor will have to conserve his magic whenever possible in order to be able to get through any key door he encounters. And there is Guma for Thirwolf. Attack 3 Guma is going to suck. It's going to be even worse for Victor, who is on attack. Equally better Victor, who is also on attack 3. 3, 4, 4. They don't have shield. They don't have life. This is a really terrible Guma. As you saw there in round 1 with Guma for Thirwolf, it's taking him multiple hints just to knock him 1 bar of health. He's going to be here for a bit. And there's a decent chance he's going to die. Again. Attack 3 Guma sucks. Has been going fairly well for Thirwolf this round. Has managed to not take down half of Guma's health, but is still going to be here for a good while, as there goes the 5th health bar out of 8. Has to be really careful with timing. Hit Guma, but don't get hit. Because with only 4 heart containers and life 4, you died pretty fast to Guma. Yep, that's a 2-shot for Guma for Thirwolf. I don't think it's going to be much better for Victor. I have 5, but that is Guma down for Thirwolf. Managing to take him down after about a minute or so. Nice fight. Yeah. And that is Victor Thirwolf's first gem here at the 31-minute mark, as Victor continues to try and find his raft. And that is it for Thirwolf, who is going to head off to the east, as expected. Yep, P5 first gem on attack 3, as we find the desert tile right away from Thirwolf, which has a magic container. You didn't need to check the second desert tile, because you found the first one, which had the item. Oh, we have a palace right here for Thirwolf. And Victor is in need of some more magic, because he doesn't have a key because he can't get in, as a CGP on the east here, right near the raft tile. I'm going to proceed to mostly ignore Victor for the next 2 minutes as he continues digging P5 as we explore the east, and we have another palace a little away south of GP here on the western coast of the eastern, kind of in the southwest corner really. That is P1. Kind of a medium green color. Teal. So I expect Thirwolf will just clear out P1 here, find the item, and move on. It's a pretty quick palace, doesn't take too long, and well, it's gonna be a second gem here in a few minutes. As Victor continues to try and dig P5, suffering from a lack of an any key, and just more generally having a really... Unfortunately, the any key was really rough to get for Thirwolf. Had to go through several key doors, took 2 dots and a magic level in order just to get to that any key. But it has paid off for him in that it has made his P5 exploration a fair bit easier, and it's going to make every other palace much, much easier for Thirwolf. Victor having key problems as a result of magic, as a result of Fairy being very, very rough. But yeah, Victor is now... Yeah, Fairy is still 66 at Magic 4. This is incredibly expensive, but Victor managed to take another magic level and is able to manage to find some magic, and his glove blocked. Ooh. Victor, you need to leave the room and restart, because you're not getting through that glove block. That is a troll for Victor. Neither Guma nor the Raptor hard glove blocked, but this is going to be a bit of an oof for him as Thirwolf finds Horsehead. And it throws that down very quickly. Attack 4, making it much easier than an Attack 3 Goomba. Attack 4 Horset is a lot faster than Attack 3 Goomba, and this will be Thirwolf's second gem here at 34 minutes. Victor is thinking about going down this route for trying to find a key, but does not have a glove, and decides he's going to turn around. Yeah, I didn't think that this room led to the raft. He needs to go elsewhere. Thirwolf, in the meantime, is going back into P1 looking for that item. There's a decent chance it's the glove. I expect that Victor is going to try and find the raft, as he needs it, and there's not a lot of places for him to find it. He knows he can't get anywhere in P6, that is, he should, that one is hard glove blocked. 4 is the any key, which, while nice, very expensive, and what he really needs is the raft. And he's seen pretty much most of the overworld. I mean, it's this or Hammer Cave, which sucks. Mind you, P5 sucks, but Hammer Cave probably sucks worse. Nice 300-point trooper enemies, not the most ridiculous, but pretty nice nonetheless. Victor continuing in P5, getting kind of trolled as Thirwolf finds the item here in P1, which is a magic jar. That's a bit of a whammy, though it didn't take him too long to get it, so not much of a big deal. And he's out. Time for more Eastern Continent exploration. I spot the Valley of Death now. I was there for, Pantsu General, you should have seen last night's experience drop, so I was bunch of us, I was commentating when we were watching a race last night between Amazing Toaster and Zarnax, where they had 1,000-point P-bag drops and 500-point drippers. It was absolutely nutty. As Victor finally finds his raft at just under 37 minutes. There's the magic container for Victor. Yeah, that is a heart. I know it's a heart. Victor just picked up. As it looks like Thirwolf just found a trophy here in the south, kind of in the southern part of the coast. There's JP for Victor. And that is a Delta. You can't get to Valley of Death that way, but you can find Old Kasudo here. We'll see what spell this is. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, Pantsu. And that is Jump in Old Kasudo. It looks like the southwestern part of the east is fairly useless. It's got Old Kasudo, it's got P1, and that's about it. Victor, in the meantime, taking a slightly different route, is going to find the southeastern part of the continent by the way he's going, and is going to find a town here, as with Thirwolf close behind, it looks like. This town is Naburu here, kind of in the middle of things. And Maze Island is right next to Naburu, so once Victor finds the spell out of here, he's going to probably go check out Maze Island, and Thirwolf is going to be close behind. Oh, I did? Whips, tunnel attack. And that is Shield for Victor, and Naburu, not particularly handy. I'm not sure why either of them are going for spells at this point. They all have Thunder, Reflect, and Fairy. suppose might as well pick it up along the way, but there's nothing much they can need it for. Fire Reflect is going to be cheaper than Reflect. Thirwolf was concerned about needing a spell. I suppose, actually, because the glove could be locked behind the spell. At least shield is cheap, yeah, I suppose, but they would have rather found spell or... Well, spell's probably the big one at the moment, because there's not much they currently need. Yeah, spell, I suppose also they... yeah, because it could lock the glove, the spell could also lock the flute if Three-Eyed Rock exists. Or the hammer, if the hammer happens to be required today. Victor finding a encounter in the dead end here on Maze Island. The boots are not going to help you too much today in this Maze Island. It's just going to be a long exploration. And there's one item for Victor, which is the glove in Maze Island. And there's the other item, apparently. They're right by each other. Well, that's simultaneous crosses. And I do expect that Thirwolf will be running into his glove very shortly. Yep, there it is. Victor is now heading for the palace on Maze Island as Thirwolf finds the glove. This palace is... And this one is a kind of dark, kind of reddish, medium red here. We will need the glove, Sarah. The glove is always required in every seed. We don't know yet if any palaces left locked behind the flute, but alright. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. Oh, okay, there's help. Raven for Thirwolf. I will be back in a minute. Sorry, this is...
So, just while Star is away for a little bit, I just want to say...
Okay, and I'm back.
Oh, she's back, but I'm still going to say huge shout-outs to Star just in general for calming by herself. It's a hard task trying to keep track of everything, as well as shout-outs to the trackers as well. They're doing a good job behind the scenes, making sure everything is, you know, running smoothly. And with that, back to you, Star.
Yep, no problem. Thanks, Clam. Okay, Thirwolf is heading through the Valley of Death now, as Victor heads for the southeast corner of the continent. Yeah, we need to get the tracker updated. I don't believe Victor went to Guma, but he has beaten Ribanak. As we find P2 here in the Valley of Death, kind of in the middle of the continent. So we have found almost everything. We are missing Darunia and Nukasudo, which may or may not. Which, with the finding of the glove, isn't particularly handy. Just at this point, unless because we have in fact seen every single palace, so we don't need anything at this point. Victor is exploring the eastern continent here a bit. I have gotten completely lost as to where he actually is. Looked at Thirwolf's side and then at my notes sheet for a moment, and now I have no clue where Victor ended up. We'll find out shortly, I suppose. As he finds, well, there's the Rhodia. I have no idea where that is. Northern half of things, maybe? Yeah, that looks like the southern half is pretty blocked. They're all fighting in a glove block here in P5. P2, sorry, not that he cares. For him, at this point, it's just going to be rush palaces, clear them, and then go beat the game, because he can. He has Glove, he has Reflect, Thunder, Fairy, he has everything he needs. Victor here is similar, but not having the any key is hurting him for certain, as he is less willing to dip palaces since he doesn't have the ability to complete any of. It is much harder for him to complete them due to not having the key. And that is Helmet Head down for Thirwolf, so his 4th gem here at 46 minutes. It's going to be back off to the west for Thirwolf now. He's gonna take attack 5 up in A, save quit, and head back to the west to go clear P2 and P5. The any key is in P4, Shiro. Victor knows it, but didn't decide to choose to dig it out, and that is hurting him right now, as he finds the water tile, which we know, unfortunately, is some variety of dead. Yeah, the seed was pretty nice, pretty fast. Unfortunately, not getting the any key and doing a lot of overworld exploration has really hurt Victor. It was a very difficult dig of the any key for Thirwolf, but it paid out. He's been able to clear palaces a lot faster. He's been able to clear palaces, period, whereas Victor has been less willing to dig out palaces. Lol, Shiro. This is Thirwolf back into P4 now. I think he saw Karok earlier, so this is going to be a very quick P4 for him. And then he has P6, and that'll be it. Yeah, pretty much, Sarah. Yeah, Pogi, you were the one who rolled yesterday's Zarnax and Toaster seed, right? Because that was a fun one. Nice last location vanilla hammer to go to Nukasudo for, I think, the trophy, to then get Reflect to complete the seed. Very nice start, ridiculous end. Yeah, you're not wrong. Cheryl, I love those emotes. They're absolutely adorable. I don't watch that streamer at all, but I love those emotes. And that one certainly is appropriate. For those who didn't watch last night's race between Toaster... Okay, yeah, these emotes all look adorable. I didn't watch last night's race between Toaster and Zarnax. It was a Pogi seed, which is absolutely ridiculous. Pretty much Sarah. Well, Cross as well, because that's never technically required. I don't know. Flute was required even in last night's seed. Okay, she was just spamming all the cute emotes. Aww. Sorry, we're in go mode, and I just love these emotes. They're so dang cute. Indeed, thanks, Shira. Much appreciated. Victor is heading back to Maze Island. Yeah, they really are adorable. Pantsu posting another different emote from Kelpsy, which is just as adorable. Aww. Well, I guess it's post cute emotes, apparently. don't have too much in the way of cute emotes, but here's a couple of really cute ones. I do like that axe emote as well. Nice little Shiro, but here's P4 down for Thirwolf, that is his 5th gem here at the under 50 minutes. Is gonna be in GP sub hour, which is very nice indeed. Apparently chat is really appreciating the adorable emotes. Yeah, Thirwolf is having a very nice time with this. Very nice seed is heading straight for P6. Unfortunately, P6 is going to take him a while. It depends on how bad Barba's location is, but this is usually one of the longest palaces in the game, being the last one before Great Palace and tends to take a while to dig. Victor now in P1. So scared of writing, I realized I didn't even bother writing down the color of P2, not that it matters. They're breaking directly through the glove block in P6 and is gonna keep on going. We'll see how bad this is. Took the first elevator down immediately. Is waiting for this, waiting for the enemy to jump off so he doesn't get yeeted off the platforms, because he does not want to take a bath in lava. As he finds one of the mini-boss Reven acts. This is the second one, which in the vanilla game leads to Barba, but there's no guarantee it does in this randomizer here. Ooh, Thirwolf taking a death. And Victor in P1. Unfortunately, this is just a magic jar, but it will at least yield him his 2nd gem. One nice thing today about these two runners is their palaces look to be pretty much the same color between their screens, which is rather nice. Yesterday there was such a giant difference, that I had to write down 2 entirely different colors for the palaces on my notes sheet. One palace looked bright red, dark red on one runner's screen, but more brown on the other, or it would be green versus bluish. It was confusing a bit, because I have a notes sheet where I write down where things are, what's where, what color the palaces are, so I can distinguish them more easily. That's how I know Victor is in P1, is because I know it happens to be green, along with the pillars, but pillars tend to be a little harder to spot, as Victor finds a fairy block here in P6. I hope I rolled a pink GP. I don't think GP is pink, Shiro. I don't remember what color it is, but I don't think it's that. Oh, there's the other Reven. No, that's not a Reven deck. That's just another regular room that looks kind of like it. Aw, just Shiro, we did see P6 GP earlier, Shiro. I think it's greenish, but I could be wrong. More cute emotes, though. I won't argue against that. Yeah, I think P6 might have been our only pink palace today. I don't remember what the color of P2 was, but Thirwolf was in front of there so fast I didn't even bother writing it down. Yeah, player check and emotes Pog, they really do look adorable. As Victor finds Horsehead here. Yeah, playing different. Well, Shiro, it works. I mean, that's certainly an appropriate emote for there. These continue to all be absolutely adorable. And chat just saying to more generally spam cute emotes, this girl finally finds Barba. Also the worst P6, but definitely took him a couple minutes to get through here. Pick 5, Barba's being a little tough today, but not the worst I've seen. Barba being a little trolly as to where it pops out, though. Fire Dragon emotes is certainly kind of appropriate for Barba, which is known as Volvagia in the original Japanese game, I think. For those who perhaps are more familiar with Ocarina of Time Rando, this fire dragon emotes certainly are pretty appropriate here. It's a dragon, even in this game it's got lava. Another excellently timed emote from Shiro. I was just gonna say, there's probably got to be one of those emotes somewhere that's particularly appropriate for this. And that certainly is it. Yeah, at least there isn't a timer to this one, because in Ocarina of Time, Voltagia, the fire dragon, has a timer for it. Victor is now in P4, is going to finally pick up his any key well after Thirwolf, and much too late. At this point, Victor is also just rushing palisades, I believe, but unfortunately, not having the any key has cost him a bunch of time. More cute emotes for Shiro! Aw, thanks, Clam. Also, shoutouts to our runners here, Thirwolf and VictorSantafe, and to our two trackers, Thirwolf and Schmitty, along with Clam, our race streamer. And thank you, just Churro and Pogi are hanging around helping a bit with restreams and just having a good time. Thirwolf, thank you. Clam did it already too. Alright, Thirwolf is back off to the east. It is gonna be just south of here. Indeed, thank you everyone. It definitely helps to have an active chat. Z2R chat isn't always the most interesting in the world, so it's nice to have a fairly active one when I'm stuck doing solo comms. Z2R is one of the easier games to do solo comms. Yeah, I thought GP was green today, it certainly is. Toby, I know you were in the VC earlier. Fifi, think. More cute emotes. More support does count, yes. Thank you for sticking around, Pogi. Pogi is responsible for the hilariously terrible last location vanilla hammer seed yesterday. Jero, you rolled a pretty nice one, I'd say, actually. Yeah, it was in the vanilla hammer cave, Pogi, yesterday was your hammer. And yes, Thirwolf is kind of blending in a bit to this. Okay, there's an immediate T-bird. Also more cute emotes from Shiro. I have no idea what we're even referring to Zero Wing, but I'm gonna run with it. Yeah, just like vanilla light arrows, what a beauty. I assume you're referring to Wind Waker Rando for vanilla light arrows, so vanilla lights suck in Ocarina of Time Randomizer as well. More cute emotes from Shiro. Yeah, this has been a pretty nice seed, Shiro. Love was on the way. None of the locations are especially terrible. About the only thing that was annoying was the raft, but the scene was reasonably alright with experience, so you were able to get magic to cast fairy. I don't even know what it currently costs. Thirwolf on Thunderbird, not having much luck with the pendulum at the moment. Oh yeah, Shiro and Pogi both in fact rolled seeds, and I don't actually know which one they took. Victor finally picking up the any key. Thirwolf unfortunately took a death to T-Bird, is not trying again. Yes, we do for sure, because 8-9! Lol, Shiro pudding. More emotes as well. I do love these emotes. Sorry for the tangents, but at this point it's just pretty much watch them finish the scene. We know where all the major go mode items are. Thirwolf is on T-Bird. It's doing okay. Magic attack 5's not the best, and it looked like Thunder took out pretty much his entire magic bar, but he is doing okay with it so far. He's taken T-Bird down to 2 bars without getting hit, now 1, as Victor finds Karak. And that is T-Bird down for Thirwolf. That's about long, Toby. Alright, so Thirwolf is going to continue here, and GP is going to now try and find Darkling. As Victor finds beats Karak, They're having a little trouble in GP. Now, the one thing that could trip him up a little bit is if he needs to get upstab for GP, as he finds the top of the L7 drop. Because Thirwolf hasn't found Darunia yet. Didn't need to, because he found everything, but Victor knows where Darunia is. Thirwolf does not, so Thirwolf may need to go look for that. For upstab if he needs to. Alright, there is P6 for Victor. Thirwolf is continuing in GP, currently fighting a fairy chicken, which are also rather appropriately known as, and I'm not kidding, Fokkas. F-O-K-K-A. They kinda suck. Known as fairy chickens, because they're, well, especially the red ones, for obvious reasons. There's actually a room in here that's in GP that's nicknamed the Chicken and Waffles room because it has waffle-shaped glove blocks and a fairy chicken in it. There's another one for Victor. Sorry, they can be pretty trolly. Thirwolf is continuing to try and find Darklink, heading left, which is an interesting choice. Darklink will always be to the right, so the general head is often head to the left, but he's decided to head to the right, but he's heading left instead. As Victor finds the first of the two mini-boss Ravenacks in P6. Technically, this is the one that leads to Barba in the vanilla game, but actually the second one is else. But actually, this is the other one is further in behind this Ravenack. So that's Rando for you. Z2R is probably the most extreme form of entrance rando out of any Zelda rando I know of. It has full overworld map randomizer, and it has palace room and a randomizer. So, as Thirwolf finds a dead end in GP, and it's gonna up an A and go try again. That was a complete dead end. Picture finding this fairy block, which I do believe eventually led to Barba. Also, yeah, as Shiro said, Pantsu. I don't know either, Shiro, as far as Eternal September's question goes. But happy 1 hour, everyone. Couple minutes late, but we are nearing the end of this race. As Thirwolf here is continuing to try and find Darklink, while Victor tries to continue P6. Sure, putting yet another emote. Aw, Phoebe Lay. I'm not sure why you picked that one, although the facial looks pretty appropriate as Thirwolf finds a dead end. Ah, with a watch. Because the 1 hour, okay, that makes sense. And no, ZSR is still wordplay friendly, but there's a certain amount of that. Yeah, that is appropriate, actually. She'll make very good with the timing of these, Yeah, that is fair, Shiro. Yeah, very good timing with your emotes still, Shiro. Pretty cute emotes, tee. They're back to the L7 room is... We'll need to go around to try and find the other end of it. And yes, we do in fact have Barba the Fire Dragon for Victor. More adorable emotes, I can't complain. But Victor is only on attack 4, has lower levels than Thirwolf, only at 4, 5, 6 versus Thirwolf's 5, 6, 7. Both, it's a somewhat fast seed, so a little lower than the usual for Thirwolf, not by much though. 5, 6, 7 is enough for him to complete the game, and Victor will manage with 4, 5, 6. I think he'll look at attack 5 when he's done with the Barba here. You're good, Pantsu. No, ZSR, we do try and keep it mostly family friendly. I think there's a warning for mature content on the ZSR channels, but I could be wrong. We do generally try to keep it friendly because I do have some younger people here watching. And no, Trust definitely hasn't quit. Guys, it's still around and is still working his butt off. Much appreciated Trez for all the work he does. I don't think he's currently around. I'm not even sure if he's online. Because it is 2 in the morning for him, so that hasn't stopped him ever. Yeah, sorry, sure. No, I think we're good, Salatak. You don't need to summon Trez. If I wanted to summon Trez, I would do so myself, because I have 247,000 channel points. Yeah, he's probably sleeping right now. Yeah, I've watched, commentated, and just more generally been involved in CSR often enough that I have a frankly nutty amount of channel points. Thirwolf finding a paperclip room. Yeah, 2 AM for you here. Alright, well, thank you for watching at 2 AM, Pantsu, as Thirwolf finds a dead end at the end of this paperclip is going to have to go back. Paperclip referring to the shape of this room, the bottom half is completely useless. Victor is now going to go do P2 and P5. And then head off to GP. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to finish the siege before Thirwolf finishes, so this GP is being pretty rude for Thirwolf. I had dinner just before this race, just kind of part of why I had to go to the bathroom really quickly beforehand. Victor heading to the east. Both of his remaining palaces are around the west. He kind of needs to go there. He is heading for P5 now. Thank you. No, well, P5 is here, and he's go east for P2 and then to GP, which is right by the rest spot. Victor is now back in P5 after close to an hour. Well, Yunus, yeah. Yeah, Victor is now finally back in T5 after close to 40 minutes. More part of half an hour at least, because he got his glove out of here about half an hour ago. Now he's back to finish it. That's a good question, Alan. 6 out of 10? 6 out of 10, like 6 cents a box or 6 boxes out of 10? Yeah, so Chad, actually, I just had dinner right before this race. Just wanted to go to the bathroom real quick after, partway through. Sorry about that. They're all finding a different paperclip room. Is now going to try and head right to see if he can't find it. Well, is going to find a fairy here in this room, which I forgot is a dead end. And is now going to head back out, continuing to look for Darklink in this rather trolly GP. But yeah, I had dumplings just before this race. Some leftover dumplings from last night. Chinese style, so we had there's some mushrooms, there's some cabbage, some pork, really tasty. So, love this stuff. Was a little in the season, but pretty tasty. So chat, what all did you have to as we continue watching Thirwolf and Victor plug through the sea, there's not much to be commented on, as Thirwolf finds another fairy chicken. Nice, bibimbap. Big shake. And pasta, I would certainly go for pasta right now. Thirwolf is taking a drop in GP and is going to keep on going. Wow, this Darklink is terrible. Seed is nice, but Darklink's being rude. Here's the Eon drop. Lol, you know, it's a Korean dish. And I think we saw this room earlier from Thirwolf. Also, yes, it's misspelled. How you actually spell it is what I just stuck in chat. Bibimbap. It's a Korean dish. So I'm pretty sure Google would figure out what you wanted to look for anyway. That sounds pretty tasty as well, you know. Although you also can't spell. They're finding not much on the other end of the Eon drop. Is now going to take the Eon drop. We'll see where this found a loop. Oh, that's a loop. Lovely. I think Thirwolf is ready to find a loop involving the Eon drop. He's getting nowhere. Rock sounds fascinating along Thirwolf. Pogi, practice, and a better sense of direction than what I have. I have a terrible sense of direction. I rely on a good memory, but Thirwolf is... I do know enough, despite an absolutely non-existent sense of direction. I do know enough to know that Thirwolf has gotten himself stuck in a loop. And needs to find a way out of it, because the Eon drop was completely dead. It just... both going right past the Eon drop and taking the Eon drop just dumped you in that giant room. And yes, Shiro has all the cute Twitch emotes. Well, most of them are Phoebe Dragons so far. Those are absolutely adorable. The sweat one is pretty cute too. Yeah, you just need to try and remember the rooms and sets of rooms you've seen. Also try to remember like what drop you took where. Hey, there's Darklink for Thirwolf. This took quite a while, but he is finally here. 5, 6, 7 shouldn't be too bad. Chat continuing to spam emotes. Mostly cute ones. And this will be GG's for Thirwolf shortly. As Victor takes down Guma and is now out. Unfortunately, it is far, far too late for him. And that is GG's to Thirwolf here, finishing in first place with a time of 1:12:04. We'll see if we can get him in for an interview as Victor heads back towards... unfortunately, this is not the way to Valley of Death. You'll need to go the other way around. But Victor heads to P2, which he knows to be in Valley of Death. Unfortunately, this is a long way there. I don't blame him. I don't think he ever got this far to find out that this was a dead end into nowhere, but it feels a little bad. Thirwolf should be is going to join us for an interview. And hello, as he joins us here. Hi, Thirwolf, GG's. Hello? Can't hear you. Okay, yeah, you might need to figure out... hello?
Yeah,
Okay, now I can hear you.
I turned on push to talk at one point in the past, doing some Among Us silliness, so yeah, forgot about that.
It happens, don't worry. Hello there, though. GG's. Nicely played. Very decent to see, though the GP sucked.
Yeah. It went as bad as I expected. I didn't go one path.
You got turned around quite a bit. The whole Eon drop area just stuck you in a giant loop.
Yeah, there's a lot of sad things there. But the fourth drop is the charm.
Yep.
So where's Victor at right now?
Heading into Valley of Death. He hadn't actually gone there yet, so he's now doing P2. Actually went to the southwestern corner, which is where you can see Valley of Death, but you can't actually get there because of how the continent was laid out. Thanks, game, for that. So he had to walk around and go the other way and got here. That was a kind of rude, by the way, just having to go around.
Yeah. Shoutouts to the boots being early.
That was nice, at least. Not sure how hard boots lock the seed was, but it certainly made life easier, if nothing else.
It definitely made life easier. Maze Island, much easier. And just, there was that river right before Death Valley.
Yep. Speaking of digging things out that were kind of probably the biggest difference I'd say, but so one of the big things between the two of you this seed is, that was a really obnoxious Eniki this seed.
You know, I was very lucky and happy that it worked out that way.
Yeah,
I figured I'd have to take magic to get it. The troll key left on the bridge, the crumble bridge, was fun. That was good of the game.
Oh my god,
But
that was a bit of an oof. Oh my god, no. So you dug that out around 19 minutes or so. Victor found it much, much later.
Yeah, I figured I knew it was in there, and I was digging palaces for a raft, and the palaces I was digging were not exactly the best. So getting that magic key...
None of your options were good.
No, not at all.
No, chat wants to know which of the seeds you guys ultimately used. Shiro's or Pogies?
Shiro.
Because Shiro insists it can't possibly be hers, as Victor now finds. Helmet Head, very quick one. They've been bantering back and forth. Shiro keeps saying that her seeds can't possibly be as nice as this one. The raft was kind of dumb, though. Very deep in P5. Victor not finding the Eniki for quite a while. I can't blame him. You had to take 2 deaths and luck out with a level in order to get your Eniki, and that sucked. You spent quite a few minutes in P4 getting it, but it did pay off for you.
Yeah, it was a calculated risk. The fact that it was so deep in there was very unfortunate. 4 was just laid out. So many key doors were in your way. It was pretty bad.
I can't. You had to take at least 3 of the things, because I remember you took 2 deaths and a game and a magic level to get there.
And I started with the key to open the first door because I got that on the overworld. So I'm like,
yes.
All right, I'll use this one key to get the magic key, and that'll work, right? And then several deaths and magic taking later. Then
It was worth it though. Victor is finally beaten P2. Got a belly death and is walking to GP. I think it would have been better to just up A, because he has to go all the way back around again, and GP was right near the rafts pile. But
yeah.
That's choice ultimately. You guys actually, so Victor, on top of not finding the Eniki for quite a while, because of it, he didn't want to dig palaces, because kind of sucks when you're stuck with an extremely expensive berry. I think it was in the 60s for like most of the levels. I'm not sure if it ever got lower. It certainly wasn't nice at any rate.
At the end, it was 20. many magic riddles ever.
Yeah. Well, after you really would have liked it.
Right. You had basically 1 fairy cast for most of the magic levels.
Pretty much. And unfortunately, that meant that Victor was less likely to do palaces and spent a ton of time just trying Overworld.
Yeah, there's a lot of Overworld I never looked at. So, that was good.
You never saw Darunia? You never saw New Kasuto?
Nope.
Yeah.
Water Tile, second P-Bag Cave, nope. No idea.
Darunia was in the northern half and kind of the middle of things, I think? Question mark. Victor wound up doing a load of exploration. The northern half of the eastern continent had Darunia and probably New Kasuto. That was about it, probably, in all honesty.
But the 4 palaces were in the south, so that's all I needed.
Yep.
Since the glove ended up being on Maze Island, thankfully.
That was pretty nice. You guys got it at basically the same time. Like, you guys got the cross at the exact same time. He found the glove, then cross. You found it in the other order, but you guys were literally on top of each other.
Nice.
And he is now on T-Bird. Has just about enough magic to cast Thunder. A fairly low health seed, a fairly kind of low magic seed. He's on 5, 6, 7. It looks like you were on the same when he finished.
Yep.
Shiro joking that she has to turn in her restreamer card now because she failed at rolling a craft seed. Also, she's been spamming cute emotes all day. Thank you for the cute emotes, Shiro. But Victor is now on T-Bird, took a death, and is back. Unfortunately, this GP sucks miserably. T-Bird was early, but you're going to spend ages in here. I think you spent nearly 10 minutes just trying to find Darkling.
It's horribly long and linear path to Darklink with a lot of trap detours that'll make you waste time. It's very unfortunate.
Yep. Oh my god, I'm just going in circles a lot. Not too much to ask. This seal is very nice. Fire Reflect. I don't even know where Reflect is. It's Darunia, New Kasuda, or Rudo. I actually don't think Victor found his trophy, now that that mattered. Fire Liquid Reflect, that was pretty nice, which I guess reminded me, your medicine was directly south of Mido, so I found it a little interesting you didn't go for turn it in right away, though it made sense if you wanted to get down stab in the same trip.
That was the thing. I wanted to get down stab, and I figured, what's the spell in Mido going to be that's so great that I need it immediately? So, I had the fairy, I just needed to get a castable or find a magic jar. Got a jar, and I was like, okay, it's good enough.
Yep. Yeah, once you found one magic jar, you guys both only found one. In P1, I think is where yours was.
I actually found two, Grass Tile and P1, so that was alright.
Yeah,
one heart container, though.
Yeah, this wasn't the greatest. See, the heart container was in a cave somewhere, if I remember correctly. Oh wait, no, it was Desert Tile right by the raft tile, that's where it was.
Yeah,
There's T-Bird down for Victor. Man, never saw much of the seed. Victor found New Kasudo, found Old Kasudo and Darunia. I think he found Old Kasudo, but yeah, there wasn't much. Darunia turned, I don't even know what Darunia had. I have no idea where the trophy is. Doesn't really matter because you didn't need it, because you got Thunder and Reflect Fairy really early, and then Fire was linked to Reflect really early. Glove wasn't terrible to find. The big thing was just the Wrath was pretty trolly, but once you got to the east, you were in a really nice spot.
Yeah, it all worked out. It's pretty unusual for that to happen, but then GP was kind of a troll, but I'm gonna drop out. GG's, thanks for doing the commentary, restream, and all that fun stuff. And,
GG's, Thirwolf. Good luck on your next match. You're at 2-2 now, so you still have one last shot at brackets next week.
Yeah, we'll see who I draw on the 2-2.
Gonna be a bunch of different runners. I hope you. Good luck to you on the next round, and
thanks. Appreciate it.
GG's.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Alright, so GG's to Thirwolf dropping out. Now, Victor here is going to continue in GP. This is a very long and very, very trolly GP. We'll see how long it takes Victor to get through this. It's going to be a while. Yes, Victor is just continuing in GP, dealing with the chicken and waffles room. Not having much luck, taking a death, that's an ouch. Not much to say though, just trying, has T-Bird is not going to explore GP. I don't remember the most about this GP's layout beyond which they will find up going in a giant loop for quite a bit and spent nearly 10 minutes in here. So Victor is going to explore. I think this is, I don't even remember if this is the right path is where he's going on because I get lost. But this giant room is, in fact, one that you end up going back to if you get to the Eon Drop area, because that the Eon Drop and the room past the Eon Drop both jump to your right in that big room, which led you to a loop. Victor is choosing to take a left instead of going up and left. We'll see. Yep. This might. One of these really large, big rooms is the one that you end up keep looping back to. It might be this one, I think, actually. Yeah. So, Nectar Dusk. Continuing a GP, there's not much to comment on much at the moment. Might as well shoutouts to both of our runners here, Thirwolf and VictorSantafe. To my to our trackers here, Schmitty and Tumbletalk13. Thank you, Sheriff. Aww, the bot's being stupid and not giving trackers as Victor up in A's. This is gonna take him a while. Tumbletalk and I know Tumbletalk's in chat. I think Schmitty should be somewhere too. And also shoutouts to Clamp for being our restreamer and for everyone else for just staying with us. And there we go. Now the bot's responding. Thank you, Shiro. More cute emotes coming. I do love this particular mid-level one for ZSR Love. Oh, already lost, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I can still see Thirwolf's stream. It's been paused for you guys that I'm seeing it, so it's really interesting to see him. He's playing, looks to be a stage with a new build of the Randomizer, Victor finding the dead end in GP. But yeah, so there is a new Randomizer update, I suppose, coming out soon. It's currently in development, and will have, among other things, islands. The raft may no longer be the contents will be separated more into islands, whereas, thank you, Shiro, since the bot seems to be a bit stupid. But we have a new, might as well talk about the update a bit. We have an update in the works, courtesy of our dev, Dick Shake, who was in chat earlier. I don't know if he's still here. Where, pass-through caves will make more sense. They'll actually lead in the direction they appear to be leading in on the, overworld. There will also be more islands, Overworld will be separated more into islands, so it will actually be possible to go from the west to the east and back again. Should be pretty interesting to see. I am going to pause the stream so I don't get completely distracted by that. Victor continuing in GP. In another one of these waffle rooms, so named because of the way these blocks are placed. Low magic, low health, not being a particularly nice GP. So, Chad, while we're just watching, Victor go through a very long GP that I don't remember how to navigate, in all honesty. How are you all doing? Any particular topics to talk about? I'm on solo com, so there's only so much I can think of for conversation topics. And Victor is going to be here in GP for a good few more minutes. The fun song, Shiro, yeah! Maybe tell us what the next race is. Oh yes, I suppose I might as well do that. So we do have more races coming up tonight. We have a busy night tonight for Zelda 2 Randomizer. And let's go with the math, Shiro. We do indeed have 2 more races tonight, actually. Near versus Light is at 9 p.m. here in about half an hour. On this channel, I will be commentating that as well. Chromatic Lism will be my co-com. Jamaltak will be doing pulling a double header, checking that race as well. I don't actually know who's race streaming it. Shiro. And we will have that coming up at 9 p.m. and then we have another race 2 hours after that. We have a triple header for tonight, actually. So we have this race here, Victor versus Thirwolf. We have Neon versus Light in half an hour. That is going to be a 2-1 matchup. And then we'll also have Digshake versus Alsoa at 11 p.m. in 2.5 hours, which will also be on this channel, and that will be a 2-1 matchup as well. So we've got a lot of things going on. For those next 2 matchups between Nearman Light and then Digshake versus Alsoa, we will have the winners of each of those matches will be moving on to brackets, so it's going to be very interesting to watch. And it is good to hear that the 11 o'clock has a restreamer. I will not be commentating for that. I've done 6 hours straight up cutoff, but I think my brain would melt. If I did 3 separate Z2R seeds back to back, I can do 6 hours of comms, but only for... I've done it before for Ocarina of Time Rando. The random settings league of Ocarina of Time can take quite a while, but that's a 1 seed, not 3 separate ones. I don't think I can do that much. Yeah, this GP is brutal. Lol, Shiro putting in another one of the emotes. Fifi, lol. Yeah, this GP sucks. This GP sucks. Lol, Starfall also. So yes, also you might as well check out thank you, Shiro. I don't actually stream that much, but here this is. Okay, now the bot's working. C can be for any number of things. C can be for Clam or Restreamer, actually. But you can check out our ZSR schedule here in this command I'm about to put in. ZeldaSpeedRuns.com/schedule, so you can see scheduled restreams. If there's updates when we can. You can also join the Z2R Discord to learn to get updates and to find out if you want to give Z2R a hand yourself. See our clam pause champ wall clam. It's spelled as CLAM in your Twitch name, so that's what I'm running with. C for commentary, K's or clam walls. I suppose. I don't know about that one, Shiro, but we have we only have Z2R restreams tonight on Zelda Speedruns, so we'll have plenty more going on tomorrow. Saturdays are always pretty busy. The schedule isn't entirely up to date, but I know there's a lot of stuff going on. Someone please update the public schedule that I linked, because there's only 3 things on it. I know there's a lot more than 3 things on the schedule tomorrow, in practicality. I'm pretty sure I could go find most of those things, but it's gonna be there's a lot. Oh, I'm aware, guys. I am aware. I volunteer all over the place. Yeah, it is never entirely up to date. Well, we do actually have 2 races tomorrow. We have a Buzz Thunder versus Level Engine at noon tomorrow, and then we have 2 races at 7 p.m. Eastern and 1 at 9 p.m. Eastern. The 7 p.m. will sadly not be restreamed, looks like, due to a lack of channels. At least that's what the schedule says. Simple versus Schmidty and Rack Rider versus Jackamus at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and then they have a 9 p.m. Ghost Hunt versus Nightcrawler to wrap it up. Yeah, we have like a zillion races, I'm aware, Poby. I know we have our Ocarina of Time Randomizer weekly, we have the Majora's Mask Randomizer weekly, we have a Windraker bi-weekly, tourney settings race, we have a Breath of the Wild 90% race. I'm pretty sure I spotted a Link to the Past Randomizer Cross Keys tournament race, and there's plenty more that I don't know about. I'm pretty sure there's another Majora's Mask Randomizer tourney race on the schedule as well. There is a heck ton of things going on, and I know I don't know all of them. The race streamers know the full schedule better than I do. Just the ones I volunteer for. The ones for the tourneys I volunteer for, to be specific. Victor is still exploring GP. I am not paying attention to it about this. Getting a bit of a nasty surprise in the form of that fucker is gonna head right here instead. Doesn't feel like fighting it. Well, the schedule says it's tomorrow, Pogi. But you know better than I do. Victor is heading for the Eon Drop, which we unfortunately know is a complete and total loop. Windworker Sunday? Okay. It says it's tomorrow on the schedule, so... So that'll be on Sunday, where we also have the Ocarina of Time Randomizer weekly, the Minish Cap Randomizer weekly, some more Majora's Mask Rando, I'm sure, and probably assorted other tournaments. Yeah, you guys can look at the schedule, and if you want to fix it, please do, because it is not accurate. I know there is a Majora's Mask Randomizer tourney match tomorrow. We have more Z2R stuff. We have a Cross Keys match. I know that, Pogi. I also volunteer for it now and then. Yeah, we have a load of Minish Cap Randomizer tourney races tomorrow. Another one on Sunday, along with the weekly. There is a lot of stuff going on, as Victor is up and 8 out of the loop in GP, and is now going to continue exploring this absolutely terrible GP. I just forgot which week it was, Togi, here, between Saturday and Sunday. He game overed? Okay. I know he was stuck in a loop, I wasn't sure if he game over. He is gonna pick up this red chart here, since he needs it. Yeah, this GP is pain. It really is. Sure, well, this is overall a very nice seed, where GP still sucks ass. I'll take it, lol. I never even played Minish Cap Vanilla. Minish Cap Randomizer 1, the ones where it's not as useful to play the vanilla game. It's fairly easy to pick up. I don't play the most randomizer myself. I'm a student, so things get kind of busy there. No, but I do play Minish Cap Randomizer now and then. It's a pretty fun one. It's not terrible to pick up. The randomizer in particular cuts out a lot of the annoying stuff that the vanilla game has. No more much less annoying Kinstone trade quests, for example. And yes, hugs for all, as Shiro puts in. Yet another cute emote, one we haven't actually seen yet. This one's just adorable. Little dragon hugging the little penguin here. I'm gonna put in my own, I'm gonna put in the CSR and the Silver Gauntlets love emotes, because those two are cute. It's just kind of emote spam, because we're just kind of waiting for Victor to finish out this rather trolly GP. Trying to find Dark Link and not having the most luck. I don't normally go off on this many tangents on comms, but I'm still on comms and I'm bored. Victor needs to not die here. Is basically down to no health, is barely surviving. Ooh, and not surprisingly, Victor did in fact take a death. Alright, I think this is the right path for Victor. I do remember seeing this path somewhere on the way. This from somewhere on the way. Well, here's the paperclip room for Victor. He's gonna be in here for a bit. There's a... well, that's the dead end. Alright, Victor continuing in GP, finding out this is a loop. He's gonna be stuck in this for a little bit, I think. Needs to find his way out of it, though I can't actually remember how to get yourself out of this loop. Is on his way to the bottom of the L7 drop. I don't think this... yet that doesn't help him particularly. We're back to this room again. GP is just all kinds of loops. We might need to cut this short. It's... oh, no. Actually, no, I think I got mixed up. So this is finally darkening here for Victor. It took him better part of 20 minutes. To finally get it. To finally get here, but he is here on Darkwing. Actually, it was probably more than 20 minutes. He's been here for a really, really long time. Ooh, that's a death. That's a game over. Yikes. He is not too happy about it. And that is a forfeit. GG's to Richter. I can't blame him. He is done. That GP sucked. And that is GG's to Victor all the same. He did his best this season. The GP was patently awful. And I can't blame him for deciding to call it quits. Yeah. It was a valiant effort. He did his best, and unfortunately, GP got the better of him today. That was an absolutely terrible GP. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, GG's to Victor.
Okay, so we are going to have him. He's coming just now for a quick little interview. So we'll have this, and then that'll be us.
Hey, Victor. So, yep, GG's. That GP
Hey.
sucked.
Hey, G. And that was my worst race of the tournament. I'm really unhappy with the performance from the very start. I started mapping the whole thing really wrong in my note. So, and then I started making every mistake possible. Well, when you get T-Bird to be really trolly at you from the start, you know that you're not playing the right way. I don't know how to describe it, but when when you fight T-Bird, you have to manipulate T-Bird, but kind of like the way you move affects the way T-Bird moves, and
The
every
pendulum.
every time I fought T-Bird from the start, T-Bird started throwing fireballs in the wrong direction. So that's a sign that you are moving in a weird way from what you usually do. So yeah, that kind of sums up my race. In my last game over, I even forgot the way to Darkling, and that cost me a life. Well, I arrived to Darkling without health. And he jumped on me,
Yeah.
and I don't know how to avoid Darkling hitting me. So that's
Yeah,
what
I
happened.
can't blame you for calling it quits. You spent the better part of, what, 20 minutes in that GP? At least?
Yeah, and the other thing is that with this tournament, you're kind of so used to survivability being really easy, getting a lot of levels, and this seed wasn't that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm out of shape in regards to really hard seeds, and this one, especially Great Palace, was pretty tricky. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was that. But well, I'm out of the tournament.
Unfortunately,
I'm
so.
Yeah, I'm happy with the performance I had on the previous races. It was just impossible for me to win unless I was really lucky, especially with
Yeah.
Jay Copper and Boss Thunder. Those are players that are always in the semifinals of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So I I would have liked to have an opponent that was more like my level. I
Mm-hmm.
I got the monster newbie, but before the monster newbie got some very important information, like for example that hints exist. So that was chromatocisms, and that's why I won that race. But now chromatocism wins every race against me, and he is kind of a candidate
Yeah,
to
I think
go
he's,
really far in the tournament.
yeah,
And
pretty new, but pretty good. I think you did all right this race. Unfortunately, so one thing that made a big difference, Victor, is, oh my, uh, they're all put in the better part of 3 or 4 minutes at least, digging the any key out of P4. Took 2 deaths at magic level and took a key going in, but did manage to get his any key out of there, and that made it quite a bit faster. Didn't have to explore the overworld, was able to do palaces faster, and just generally that was probably one of the biggest differences between you two this race.
yeah, the thing there, what happened? that was a really big mistake on my part. I was really out of it today. I played really badly, but the thing that happened there is that I had already seen Palace 4, but I forgot I did, and I marked it on my map, but I when I looked at my map, I didn't see it, and I forgot I was there. So I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
about Palace 4. And when I did Palace 3 or 6, and I was kind of looking for a palace, I also spent some time looking for a palace I already found. And when I entered
That's what that
3,
was. I was wondering why you explored the overworld as much as you did, because you had all the items you needed, and you just kept exploring the overworld for quite a bit, and that didn't help either.
yeah, so when I found out that P6 was glove locked, then I looked at my notes, and at that moment I remembered about Palace 4. I was like, oh, I saw 4. I saw that Mo, I'm pretty sure. And at that moment, and I had in my notes that P4 had the magic key. So as I felt really far behind, that's why I knew the raft had a bigger possibility of being in Palace 5, and that's why I went there at that moment. But of course, at that moment, Thirwolf was already in the Eastern Continent, I imagine.
Yeah, yeah, that was unfortunate. But yeah, unfortunately, we do have to cut the interview so short. I'm sorry, Victor. We were debating over whether or not to cut it earlier, but you managed to find Darklink eventually, despite this being in a ridiculously trolly GP. But we do have another race starting in 7 minutes between Nirm and Light, and we do need to shut up and take this stream down to be back up in a couple of minutes for a new one. Sorry about this,
Exactly.
Victor, but we are cutting it close, and I need to tell you to shut up. I'm afraid.
Yeah, no offense, Victor, but you know.
Oh no, guys, you were very patient with me in this
Yeah,
one.
I
I took
wound
too
up
much time.
discussing a lot of other things with chat. We discussed upcoming races, we discussed emotes, and some other odds and ends besides, because that GP sucked.
Yeah, and having never played Zelda 2, I found it very impressive. So
Still,
either
well
way,
played, Victor.
that
Good
is
luck on
all.
next week. Sorry to tease that you were out of the tournament, and yeah. Oh yes,
Yeah, thank you,
chat
guys.
love that you're a literal keyboard player, Victor.
All
Kudos to
right.
you for that.
So that is all for right now. In literally 6 minutes, we're going to be coming right back. Make sure you follow the runners, follow the trackers, and everything. We will see you all very, very shortly.
Minutes, I will still be on comms, Tumbletack will still be tracking, and we're going to be back for some more Zelda 2 action very shortly.
Precisely. See you all then.
Yep.